going to show you here some steps you can do to make it a lot easier to install the gazebo. It's made by Hampton Bay. I got this at Home Depot, and it's the Holden 10 by 10 hardtop galvanized steel gazebo. It's all steel. There's no wood pieces. Comes in a big, huge box, and it's August 2020 right now. And the good thing about it right now, Home Depot's doing curbside pickup. So the 300-pound box, they just stuck it right into my Pilot in the back of the SUV with all the seats folded, and it fit just enough. It just made it. So it's a pretty big box. Basically, when the box came, it was that was the size of the box, and that metal piece there, that was the inside of the box that kept everything intact, so it won't get damaged. And that's after you take it out, this metal piece is just garbage. You just got to dump it away. But I just wanted to show you how big this box is. It was basically, the length was 7 feet long, and the width is about 2 feet, just about 2.5 feet wide. So the width, pretty much no problem getting into an SUV, but the length, you're gonna need quite a bit of space. 7 feet long. Measure your SUV and make sure it will fit in. Otherwise, you might have to get a pickup truck or something. And it's pretty heavy. It's about 300 pounds total. Take 2 guys to lift it up, or I actually, Home Depot had 3 guys put it in for me, curbside pickup. So that was a breeze. Got it back home into the garage. I just ripped up the box and took it piece by piece. And it probably took me about 10 trips to get into the backyard. And I would say, I don't know, 20 pieces. No, I mean 10 to 20 trips and probably like 100 pieces. So it's quite a bit of stuff. So I'm gonna bring you to the back and take a look at the gazebo and give you some tips. Actually, let me start off here because I saw a video and the guy was putting it together, and it helped a little bit just for the overall installation, but it didn't really, I couldn't get a whole feel of how to install it. But I found that following the manual, and he said don't follow the manual, but I say just follow the manual, because I think he made the top portion first, and then he lifted it and put the legs on afterwards. And after what I did, I realized that would have been very difficult to do unless you're really strong, because it's very heavy. So the way they recommend it is, well, for one thing, so here's the tools list in the instructions, and you really only need the hex keys and a good screwdriver. The one that they'd included with the kit, it's a piece of junk because I spinned it a couple of times and it already broke on me, so I didn't even use it. You need basically two hex size keys, and it's good to have a drill so you can do things a lot faster, and a plier. And I think that's all you really need. And a ladder, maybe like a 8-foot ladder. The first piece, well, these are all the pieces that were involved. It's tons of stuff. The panels came in 5-piece panels, and just piece them together. So what they said was install the post first, which is good. It's just basically setting up the post with the bottom legs. And then this part, was quite tricky. What you do is you get the D1 and the D2, and you got to stick these things inside of it. And that's the part that holds the screw in. And then you put the F coupling piece in between. So it's basically like this. This is the long piece, and this is 2 pieces, the E that goes in, and that's what holds the screws in. And this just couples over it just to hide, or basically connect it. But it's it needs the screws. The E piece is the part that's holding them in the screws, so that's the most important piece. And F is basically just hiding the connection to make it look nice. And this lintel, basically what that is you're going to create 4 lintels, and that's going to be the 4 top sides of the gazebo. That's the big pieces. So these are the lintels, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so after you create the lintels, we're going to put them onto the 4 posts, and that's going to create the base. And I think that's probably the hardest part. Well, that's going to be, well, when you get that done, then everything else is just going to be little details that you just have to piece together. And the good thing about it is after you've gotten these up there, the rest of the pieces looks a whole lot less. So it's a lot less to have to deal with. And after you get the base up, then the next piece is putting up the gazebo structure top. So that's the top. And then they recommend putting the small top bar, which is the small vent piece. You know, that small vent piece that goes on top. That's this piece, the vent, on top of the very top that vents out air on top of the main structure. Actually, what I did was I did that piece first because it only takes one person. You don't need any help, and it's just time consuming and a lot of details, but it wasn't difficult to do. So I created that piece already, and then I worked on the structure, and I'm at the point where I'm going to start putting in the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to show you what I got so far and just give you some main tips, because I got to a